Hello everyone, welcome back to my video. Today I'm going to talk about the latest relax measure, not cooling measures. It's the 15 months. So the government just recently announced that they are removing the 15 months waiting period for condo owners who really want to right size back to HDB. I think a lot of condo owners out there, definitely I think you will be the happiest. Finally, no need to wait anymore, right? So that's why it is important today we are going to look at a few things. One, understand why the 15 months cooling measures was introduced. And second, we will look at actually when they remove the 15 months cooling period, who are the one affected? And then the last part, we are going to look at how are we going to take advantage of the whole market, especially right now, the 15 months is no more. Who is the target group that is going to benefit and who is the group that should be worried? So these are all the things that we are going to look at in this video. Alright, so there's just some disclaimer here. All the information that I'll be presenting in this video is just solely for reference. So today's topics is we'll look at why was the 15 months wait out period, why was it introduced? And right now, why the government plan to remove it? And also we will be looking at what is the impact, who are the impacted buyers by this. By knowing this 15 months, because the 15 months is cast in stone already. So where is the opportunity? How can we take advantage of the market? So this is the main topic for today's video. So if let's say at this point, you have some question at the start of the video and you would like to get in touch with me, just take your phone and scan this QR code. You can drop me a WhatsApp. Just 1 week ago, I think everyone was quite surprised that the government decided to drop this news to remove the 15 months. So right now, what does it mean, right? It means that for private condo owners or those who are still holding on to their private property, right now if they really want to cash out their private property and they want to resize back to HDB, they don't have to wait for 15 months anymore. They can do it right away. But let's understand why was it introduced first and then why the government want to remove it. So if you see during COVID, right? During COVID is 2020 to 2022, about this period, I still remember back then still got circuit breaker, right? So during these 3 years, during COVID time, the prices for HDB actually increased by 28%. But little do a lot of people know is that HDB prices from 2013 to 2019, actually HDB prices is really not growing. It is actually on the declining trend. So HDB prices actually dropped by minus 11%. So you just imagine you put yourself in a government shoe. For the last 6 years, HDB prices has not been increasing from 2013 to 2019. Then suddenly COVID comes unexpectedly. Because of COVID, it shifted a lot of demand and supply, right? Supply stopped. But people still need to buy a house. So when people need to buy a house, the demand will go up. So when the demand go up, suddenly the HDB prices suddenly become more and more expensive. So increased by 28%. That resulted in a 28% increase in 3 years. So from a government point of view, will they be worried that wow, HDB prices right now, suddenly it has been creeping up and it become not so affordable in some of the buyers' mind. So that is the reason why the government actually back in 2022 introduced this 15 months cooling period. This was introduced in 2022, and what is the end result? The end result is that from quarter 2 2025, you can see that HDB prices actually go into moderation already. So from 2025, HDB prices is not increasing anymore. This year, quarter 1 and quarter 2, HDB prices actually dropped by minus 1.07%. So from the government point of view, if you look at the HDB prices right now, it has come to a peak. So it has more or less stabilized for many consecutive quarters. I think that is the reason why the government decided that, hey, it's time, let's remove the 15 months cooling period because the market has already stabilized. But also not forgetting, right, is that some of them, they might be thinking that, wow, if let's say right now government increase, if let's say right now government, they remove the 15 months cooling period, then will the market prices increase? I think that is a very fair point. But at the same time, if you look at what the government is doing, they are also injecting more HDB BTO supply in the market. So that's why I think from the government point of view, there's a balance between the supply and demand. So that's why the government, they have very strong reasons to let's remove the 15 months cooling period. And the key thing is you must understand, by removing this 15 months wait out, actually who is impacted? So of course, the biggest group that will benefit from all this move is the private property owners. Some of them, they do have intention to cash out their private condo or their landed and to move back to HDB. So these private property owners, definitely they are the happiest. I can tell you, I met so many clients for the last few weeks, especially for the last 1 week. So many of my private property owners, suddenly, they have new thoughts. They are thinking about, let's sit down and talk about how do we actually resize buyers back to HDB, right? So there is a lot of movement in the market and a lot of interest. So definitely they are the happiest. The second happiest is the HDB seller, right? So suddenly for the last few months, I would say for the last 1 year, few months to 1 year, is that you will notice that a lot of HDB listings, especially the bigger units, like 5 room and above, they are moving, but it's a little bit slow. So definitely for the HDB sellers in current market, they will be happy as well. Suddenly they should see an influx of buyers coming in to see their houses, and that in turn whether can fetch a better price, you will know lah. When more buyers come, more demand, and that is where prices can be pushed up. And then the last part is, what about the existing HDB buyers that really want to go out and buy a HDB one? So if you think about it, suddenly you will find that, hey, for the last few months, when you go and see HDB, the number of buyers is not a lot. Suddenly you will see, wow, how come I got so many buyers who are fighting the same unit as me if the unit is something that you like and is good as well. So suddenly you will see there's an increase in competition. So I think that these are the 3 groups that I think that they are the most affected, but of course they are affected in a good way lah, not in a bad way, right? And next thing we are going to look at is that as in 15 months wait out period is no more, then how do we actually take opportunity of the whole market? So by looking at opportunity, I think first we need to understand how is the whole market behaving first. What is the buyers buying behavior? Then we will know how to take advantage of it. So if you see, right, for my personal opinion, I feel that those HDB that has a longer lease, that is near MRT and is convenient, and of course those that is in prime area, like for example Ang Mo Kio, Bishan, maybe Tiong Bahru, Redhill, you know, all these very prime area, these are the areas that will really attract the private condo owners because they are quite cash rich. So I think this is the first one that I see that we can really take advantage of it. Second one is those that are holding on to a 5-room flat, you know, that has a EA and EM, right? Because generally I realize that a lot of buyers' behavior is that, you know, even from condo they downgrade to HDB, they still want a bigger place. So I think that, you know, for 5-room all the way up to EM, they should see an increase in price as well. So if let's say you are really thinking of planning out what you should do at this point of time, which flat type to go to, you can just drop me a DM. We can have a chat as well to look into your plan in more details. That's all for today. If let's say at this point, if you want to get in touch with me, just scan this QR code and then I will see you in my next video. Alright, bye.